What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryken here and we have some awesome news just one day before release of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We have some information about what are going to be the day one patches of the game. Now this is gonna be crazy because the content in these patches is just ridiculous. First of all, the size of the game on PC was already known. It was like 35 to 40 gigabytes depending on the PC requirements, and on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One it wasn't known yet, but now it's known. It's also about like 35 to 40, so very similar, 30ish, 30 something, alright? But the day one patch is going to be 11 gigabytes, right? 11 gigabytes of content in this game. Now that is just absolutely ridiculous. 11 gigabytes of content gives you a lot of stuff to work for. So here, let's summarize. This is going to be two patches actually, patch 1.01 and patch 1.02. Patch 1.01 is going to have basically the information of the patch is very minimal, although it's quite interesting. But the second one, 102, has more information. So 101 is system features related to bonuses. Alright, this has been enhanced. Then added stability improvements, and then added performance improvements. So three things which have been added to the game in patch 1.01. So system features, stability, and performance improvements. Now this patch was released a few days before, and then patch 1.02 has been released, I believe, very recently. This is of course because lots of companies now, lots of reviewers have the game in their hand and they're reviewing the game, so this will help them potentially increase the score of the review because the patch is doing the process of review. Maybe this is a strategy potentially. And then we have patch 1.02. It has the following: improved loading times. So the game already had quite decent loading times. People who played the game didn't complain too much about the loading times. However, this means that it's gonna be even better, which is great because, you know, when you play in the open world, you go to different areas, maybe like stuff like that, you don't want the loading times to be ridiculous. Although, even though the loading times are not going to be a massive problem, because remember, you are playing in different areas, so once the area is loaded, that's it. There's no more loading times when you start the side quest. There's no more loading times when you start the fight, just very minimal ones, right? When you start like a boss fight. So the loading times are going to be very great because they're going to be adjusted to the open world itself of the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So the main loading times will be when you load the area, the actual big, you know, hub area where you're going to be playing it as an Earth, Namek, you know, etc, etc. So this has been improved. Number two is made it possible to travel directly to Korean Tower, Summit, and Capsule Corporation from the world map. Now potentially this is a feature which was requested by many people, most likely because these two locations have a lot of side quests and a lot of activities, so you want to be able to just, you know, go there straight away without having to just traverse from the open world in that area, because I presume up to this point you will have to load yourself in the open world and then fly there. Although it's fun, obviously sometimes you just want to go to the side quest and just complete that side quest and just go back. So obviously this is one feature which they have implemented, which is great, and it will help people who you know, just want to get there, do the side quest and finish it as soon as possible, and that is literally it. Alright, next one is, and this is a massive one, this is a huge one, is added sub-stories, alright? Added sub-stories. So even more content coming to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, especially after this fact that they said that the game is going to be 40 hours of story, after they said that the game is going to have so many side quests, it's going to be over 100 hours of content if you take into account the collectibles, the trophies, the medals, the training, the side quests. Now there's even more sub-stories. And then after this, remember that they're going to release the season pass, which is going to be separate, which is going to bring the time the playable time of this game to maybe even up to 150 hours, guys. Now 150 hours is just nuts, let me tell you. 150 hours is absolutely nuts and crazy. Right, so we have also more stuff here. We have the next one is adjusted the entry fee on the time attacks. All right, interesting. So the entry fee on the time attacks, I presume that's the currency you have to pay to play time attacks, in which you have to beat some enemies in a specific time limit to get the reward. So maybe the entry fee for that was like a specific fee and now has been completely removed, which is great news, obviously, because with that, then you can, play more of these attacks. It doesn't say if it's increased or decreased. I presume it would be decreased, but it doesn't say if it's, it just says adjusted, and that's it. If you guys can find specifically, let me know. But so far I just seen everywhere that people say it has been adjusted, which doesn't mean increase or decrease, but from my point of view, I guess it would mean a decrease. Would make sense. All right, next one, made other adjustments. Again, this is quite disappointing because they haven't really said exactly what is the adjustment for this game. Maybe potentially when the game gets further patches on PC, people who play on PC, they get the information, they extract the data mine, the patch, and then can get more stuff from the game. But for the consoles, because the game has not released on PC yet, when these patches get released, there's not much information out there for the for the update. Like this, like so, it's just basic information, like specific stuff, but it's not like the full list of like changes and change logs and stuff. Which of course, I guess we don't really need to worry about that much, because at the end of the day, it's just the background, the bolts and bulbs of it. All we need to know is that basically, is there more content? What about the gameplay mechanics, like the fees, the currency, so stuff like that. Obviously we do mind, because we do care, because that's going to affect us a lot in terms of the gameplay. So this is crazy. So basically we have increased stability, more content, fee adjustment, teleportation to different areas which are important. So that means that these two places, like I said before, Korean Tower, Summit and Capsule Corporation, are going to be amazing. Now there have been quite a few people who have, I don't know why, but this is very bizarre. They have already posted hate reviews on YouTube of this game, saying that this game is trash, saying that this game is, the size of this game, it means that it's going to be trash as well. And people also say that this game is basically a button masher. I don't know if these people just are attention seekers or something like that, potentially. That's at least my opinion to this. Because everyone who played the game, even the YouTuber who streamed it, EZ2, who he streamed it for like 10 hours before he got banned by Bandai Namco, he said that basically he loved the game a lot. Like he enjoyed it a lot, although he rushed through the story mode, he said, because he just wanted to get the most of the story out there for you guys to watch it and obviously make a decision on that. He said that he thoroughly enjoyed the content of the game, the story, everything. So some of these people, it's so bizarre, they're posting lots of hate reviews as the game is garbage, the game is useless, the game is pointless, the game is a button masher, the game is just tedious. Why is this hate suddenly coming from? Like, are these people real? Are they robots? Or are they just attention seekers? My last guess is that these people are just trolls, attention seekers, because you cannot review the game and say it's garbage before you played it, alright? You can say your impression. So my impression of the game is that this game looks amazing, like I said before, and the story looks amazing, the combat looks amazing. Like I said before, in my things that should be improved, I did say that, for example, the scenario graphics could be improved a bit better. Even in Japan, right, from Famitsu, the reviewers said something quite similar. They said that they should improve a bit the textures in some areas. So that's the same thing as me. So that's an opinion which is shared with a lot of people. That doesn't mean the game is shit, right? That doesn't mean the game is crap, like many people are saying. Or again, one of the biggest and most important concerns for people, which again I don't understand why is this such a big concern, is that there's only one button for the melee attacks. All right. So it's like, so if you had two buttons, like in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, would that like make your life easier and better? I mean, it's the same old thing. It's just that in that one, yes, you could have two buttons, square and triangle, whereas here you just have circle, and that's literally it. why does it make such a big difference? And people are just attacking this game, saying that it's a pure button masher, brainless game, whereas they haven't even played it. And everyone who tried it, alright, the big YouTubers who tried it, all of them said the same thing. The game is very challenging in certain aspects, and especially boss fights challenge the way you fight, alright, because like I said before, you have to dodge, you have to attack, you have to defend yourself, you have to use the window of opportunity to launch your super attacks. So you have to use your brain basically, so it's not a button masher. So obviously this means that these people who are posting these super hate reviews on YouTube are getting this only just to troll and just basically to just are basically attention seekers. That is pretty much it. Pure attention seekers. That's it guys from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and smash the like button, of course, because it helps my channel a lot. And just as a reminder, we will be streaming the game on release, of course, and just getting that story mode out, getting the content and getting the side quest out together, and just posting as much we can here to help you guys as well. And maybe if I can, I'll get a hold of the transversal guide, which maybe is going to launch in Europe at some point, one of these days, hopefully. So with that transversal guide, I'm going to hopefully be able to just give you more indications of it, more recommendations, because obviously I know the guide, it costs money. So with that, I can give you free videos in which you can just get those secrets out, get that information out, get those secret, special rewards and stuff, which you can then obviously increase your character stats, abilities and power, so you can go into the most challenging fights. Like I said before, they are gonna be fights that are gonna be very, very challenging, so you're gonna have to have your level quite high to be able to actually withstand the slaughter of these enemies, because they're gonna be very high level, like these purple bluish enemies, which are gonna be very, very strong. And also we have the training room, which Vegeta is going to be using, which of course there's gonna also be very interesting, because we don't know yet a lot of information on that, but it's going to be potentially a place where we can fight against very, very challenging enemies. So that's going to require skill, level, and of course information and knowledge of stuff you need to know in the game. And that's it guys, see you in my next videos. Bye.